Hello! So a few weeks back I had said that I was going to post a full video of drawing Pumbaa. It was part of the animation experience at the conservation station at Animal Kingdom. So without further ado, here it is. So yeah, enjoy! Okay, so let's see how this goes. This is our start. That's Sarah starting, because we haven't started yet. That's what you start with. So, I believe we are drawing Pumbaa. So, and the artist will be over there. But we'll be able to see on these screens how to draw. Oh yeah, and our pencils don't have any erasers. They're all gone. So Sarah can make just a little mistake. I can't make any. So yeah.
Experience at Conservation Station. Since the 1930s, Disney animators have put their pencils to paper in service of the idea that the greatest inspiration often comes from the magic of nature. Walt Disney himself understood the importance of spending time around animals, studying their behavior and personalities in order to create realistic characters and dynamic storylines. This meeting of the human and animal worlds sparked a legacy of storytelling that has shaped our relationship with animals and conservation forever. Today we invite you to become a part of that legacy as our own Disney artists help you learn to sketch characters inspired by the very animals found here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Get your pencils ready, because here comes our animation artist now.
Hello everybody! Good morning! Welcome to the animation experience. My name is Brian. Hello everyone. And this morning we are drawing Pumbaa! Yeah, who loves Pumbaa? Awesome, good. Most of you. That's good, that's good. Some of you, not so much. That's okay. You can take a nap while we're drawing. That's fine. We'll wake you up when we're done. Let's make sure you guys have everything. Does everybody have a paper with a slightly circle-ish oval on it and some guidelines? Yeah. Fantastic, awesome. That's going to cut out some time having that on there, where I don't need to teach you guys how to draw that stuff. So you can practice that on your own. You're welcome. Draw Pumbaas all over your house if you want to later on. I would say circle, but that really isn't a circle. It's a little taller than it is wide, so it's an oval.
It's an oval.
Yeah. Let's see, pencils. Everybody have pencils? Perfect, awesome. A few of you have pencils. The rest of you are just either don't have pencils or you're just done with me already. You're like, I'm not just going to... He asked one question too many now, so I'm done. Those pencils may or may not have erasers on them. If they do have erasers on them, I challenge you not to use them. That's right, because this is the animation experience, not the cleanup artist experience. So, much like in animation, we have a deadline. I have to teach you how to draw this in 20 minutes. In animation, they have to draw hundreds of drawings in one day. They don't have time to erase anything. So they hand all of their drawings off to what's called the cleanup department. The cleanup department gets paid considerably less to erase everything all day long. So just designate somebody in your household the cleanup department, problem solved. The key to not using the eraser is to just keep your lines light and sketchy. So you're going to do everything light and sketchy, and then when it's time to darken things in, you're only going to darken in the lines that actually look good. Right? And then the bad lines will disappear into the background. As long as you don't do it the opposite, you'll be fine. And you should all have lab boards. Yes, I see you all have lab boards. That's good. Try to keep those clean for us if you can. Even if you see that somebody already wrote Joe was here 2019 or drew a whole bunch of little hearts or Mickey heads or whatever that people love. Drawing all over everything that's not theirs. Try not to do that. Keep it clean so that future classes can enjoy not having people's graffiti all over their boards. Sound good? All right. And if you guys need anything at all, if your pencil breaks, if your lap board spontaneously combusts, if you just need a back rub or something, I don't know, raise your hand. And Don will be there to help you out. Yeah, see, there you go. All right. Walt used to bring live animals into the studio for his animators to work from to get up close and personal with their subjects. So of course we're going to bring in a live warthog, right? Yeah, that seems really safe. We'll put it up here. It'll door the first 5 or 6 people in the first row. You know, that'd be good. No, safety. We can't do that. So instead we're going to do what the filmmakers from the new Lion King film did, now on DVD Blu-ray. And that was they actually came here to Animal Kingdom and studied our animals. So all those animals that, all the computer animated animals that you see in the new Lion King film are all based on our animals here at Animal Kingdom. They actually used some really cool motion capture technology that did not require them to fit that warthog into a tight blue unitard with dots all over it. It's cool. If you look at the behind the scenes stuff, it's incredible how they did it. But Bodhi, who you're about to see on the screen, was actually what they used for Pumbaa, straight up. So the model, the computer animated model of Pumbaa is Bodhi. So let's take a look at our inspiration.
Meet Bodhi. Bodhi is a big warthog. Okay, a really big warthog. With his stature and curved upper tusks, he has been known to be intimidating to other warthogs. Don't let his size fool you. He is a gentle giant with Charo and Reagan, whom he shares his home. Bodhi greets the females with a unique vocalization that sounds like an old tractor engine. The keepers say it is a male warthog's endearing way of saying, "Reagan, what's up? You look good." Since his arrival, Bodhi has even become a father. His first litter is grown and has moved on to start families of their own. You can find the warthogs on the Kilimanjaro safaris, usually rooting around looking for snacks.
And I'm going to bury these in the dirt, let them try to find it. They have a very good sense of smell.
The keepers carefully hide or bury the food items, encouraging the animals to use their keen sense of smell and cognitive skills. That's right, cognitive skills. Warthogs are very smart and can solve complex tasks. You can tell Bodhi apart from the females because he has the longest tusks and warts on his face. If that is not enough for you to spot him, he clearly has the coolest hairdo on the savannah. Sup, Bodhi? You look good.
All right, you guys feel inspired? Yeah. Fantastic. Let's do this. All right, so Pumbaa, warthogs in general, have really big noses. So we're going to start with the nose. It's like the centerpiece of our drawing. And so we've got our oval, we've got our guidelines. We're going to go to the second guideline from the top right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw just a tiny little hill. It's going to be to the left right here, so we're going to create this little 90-degree angle, and then we're going to draw a little curve so we get this hill like that. Oh, somebody's already got their hand up. You broke your pencil already? That was fast. Wow. So I'll reiterate, draw lightly. Don't put too much pressure on your paper. All right, so we've got this tiny little hill on there. Now what we want to do is we want to go down to the short guideline below our really long guideline. It's kind of dividing our oval right there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to just draw a curve on this line, and I'm going to pull it up a little bit higher on the right-hand side of the guideline. So we get this little curve like this. Like so. Now his nose is actually shaped like a melty Hershey's Kiss, or dumpling. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to go from this hill over here. I'm going to pull this line out, and I'm going to curve around to connect to that line. Like so. And then on the right hand side, I'm going to curve it in a little bit more. So, and we're going to loop around. We're going a little bit higher on this side. And curve around so we get this melty Hershey's Kiss.
Right.
Alright. Once you get a shape on there that looks somewhat like the shape that I drew, we're just going to go back over our lines. If you go over a few times, this is going to become naturally dark. Once again, make sure that they're actually lines that you like before you commit to keeping them on your paper forever. Alright, now I'm going to draw his nostrils because warthogs have a great sense of smell, but not without nostrils. So, we're going to draw a big, chunky number 6. It's going to be hovering between those guidelines. Big, chunky number 6. Like so. The other one will be a little bit higher up because the nose is tilted up a little bit higher on that side.
No!
Yes.
I don't want it.
Yes, you do.
No!
Yeah, you do. All right. Now we're going to do a little bit of shading. I'm going to teach you guys how to shade because a lot of you think you know how to shade, but you really don't. When you shade, for the most part, you want to use the side of your pencil. The only time you use the tip of your pencil to shade is when you're doing something called cross-hatching. And if you have no idea what cross-hatching is, then you probably don't ever want to use the tip of your pencil to shade. So you're going to turn your pencil to the side, use it like a paintbrush, use the length of the lead, and you're going to just brush through that area, like so. Now the reason why you don't use the tip is for many, many reasons, but the main reason is because it doesn't make any sense. Using the tip will dull out your pencil really fast. It'll break your pencil pretty quick. Also, using the tip of your pencil to shade, have you seen the tip of your pencil? You got about as much space as a pinhead on there. Not a whole lot of space to do a huge amount of shading with, right? But if you turn your pencil to the side, all of a sudden, you notice this entire length of lead that the manufacturer of this pencil created for you to use, not to neglect.
Sarah still hasn't finished shading yet.
Instead of just this tiny little point on the end, right? So it's the same reason why if you had to paint your house, you would not just pull out a huge paintbrush and then pull one bristle off of that paintbrush. It was on this guideline, we're going to draw a little curve, like this. And then a little curve. They're kind of frowny curves, which is a little bit silly because they're actually the corners of his smile. Dimples. Alright, those you can do dark, but these next lines we want to do nice and lightly. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to this top guideline that's sticking out right up here, and we're going to draw a little kind of mountain, a little hill, or a rounded off shark fin. And this is going to be the tip of his tusks, and we don't want to draw it sharp or pointy because we don't want Pumbaa to be menacing. So, now over here we're going to go about a ½ inch to the right of that top guideline. It doesn't have to be exact, you just want it a little bit farther away. And you're just going to draw the same thing. So you get this little rounded off shark fin. Nothing menacing. You don't want Pumbaa to look like he's going to stab you. That's not the type of character that he is. Which, by the way, does anybody know what Pumbaa means in Swahili? Did anybody go to Kilimanjaro safaris today and look at the warthogs and go, look, Pumbaa! Anybody do that?
No.
If you did that, you insulted them. Because Pumbaa means silly one. Yeah. All right.
No!
Yes, I keep telling you yes. All right. So we're going to draw a big J shape which is now going to come from the inside of that little rounded off point, and we're going to curve up into that dimple, the middle of that dimple right there. Dipping down, so very, very light with that.
No, 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 I don't want it. No.
Over here,
No, no.
we're going to go right over here. Big J shape. And curve up so we just come right up where these lines are crossing, just above that, and connect around to connect our tusks together. Warthogs are the largest of the burrowing animals. They use their noses and their tusks.
Underneath the nose.
These tusks are
That's horrible.
obviously
But
for
okay.
defense. Now what they'll do is they will burrow a hole that's exactly the size of their bodies. And then what happens is if they have
Mine is looking
predators, like a
magnificent.
lion or something coming up
Magnificent,
to eat
that's
them,
what I meant.
they will back up into that
Sarah's
hole.
is looking way better
so
than
nothing
mine
else
is.
can get in there with them, and just leave their tusks showing. And they'll use that to defend themselves, and they can do a lot of damage with those tusks. All right, now the reason why we kept this light is because the tusks aren't just part of his face. It's not like stretched skin. That would be weird. They're teeth. They're sideways growing teeth. And so we need to draw the lips, the gums, all that kind of fun stuff. So we signify that by drawing a hook shape just to the left of the nose in between the side of the oval and the nose. We're just going to draw a little hook shape going down like that. That's going to signify the gums.
So,
Over here, because everything's a little bit higher up and tilted on this side,
well, mine is all
we're
sorts
just
of
going to run it right to the side of the oval. Now this is going to be the first thing you want to darken as far as all the new stuff that we drew, because this is in the foreground. So you're going to get that in there. Now over here on the right, we're going to kind of follow through the gums a little bit, just by drawing a little curve and creating an eye shape out of these lines. And it just kind of shows the tusk going through a little bit of the skin there. And then we're going to trace back over that. And then you can trace back over the tusk without drawing through any of his face to do it. Like so. And Pumbaa was voiced by Ernie Sabella in the original film. And of course, Nathan Lane was Timon. They actually worked together on Broadway in Guys and Dolls.
Oh, that's what it's
They were
supposed to
good
be
friends,
looking like,
and,
with a giant hand in it.
Nathan Lane convinced
And
Ernie Sabella to
This is
audition
what
for
mine
Working
looks
with him.
like.
They actually got cast as the hyenas. But it just, as soon as the producers
Perfect.
saw them, saw their camaraderie together, they said, no, these guys need to be Timon and Pumbaa. All right, now we want to open his mouth up a little bit. So we're going to go just right over to about where the nose and the mouth meet, just kind of right in that area. And I'm going to draw a curve. It's going to go down to that shorter line below it. And I'm going to pull across all the way up to where the tusk and the gums meet, right here. And we're just going to connect it all together. Like so. Alright, inside of the mouth, and that line can be dark too once you're happy with it. We're going to draw a tongue. The tongue's just going to follow the same curve.
Hey, no racing over there.
And you can fill in that corner of the mouth right there.
No racing. Sarah was erasing.
Then we want to give him, he's got a tooth. You may have noticed on Bodhi he has bottom tusks. Same with the new Pumbaa in the new film, he has bottom tusks. But they figured, the animators thought, well, that'll make him look a little bit too menacing. So they just drew one flat tooth, which is shaped like a marshmallow. Only menacing if you find marshmallows menacing. Ghostbusters fans. Alright, so we've got that tooth in there, and then we're going to draw a bottom lip, which just follows the same curve as the mouth below it.
Of course it does. Right.
Alright, our next step, before we move on to all the fun stuff up here, it's going to be the hardest line in your entire drawing. You guys ready for this? You guys prepared? Alright? You guys look like you're ready. So, bear with me now. Do the best job you can on this. This is going to be a tough one. We're going to start over here. Alright. Do your best. Hold on. Hold tight. And I'm going to pull that curve in just a little bit. Show the side of the mouth there.
I don't think I can handle that one.
Alright, everybody doing alright? Everybody make it through that line okay, unscathed? Good? Front row looks great. You all have half of a warthog head, which is good. You should. Alright, so now we get into the meat of the character, or the bacon, if you will. Now what we want to do is we want to go above the corners of the mouth right here, these dimples. Now with his mouth like this, in animated characters, this curve is going to push up and create a curve almost exactly the same above it, which is the cheek. So halfway between these two lines, on the inside of your oval, I'm going to draw a curve so that it's in a position where you could pinch his cheek. So you just reach in there and go, pinch. Just like that.
That's perfect.
And you do the same over here. And you can test it out, make sure it works. No takers on that one? No? That's okay. And you're just going to go back over it when you're happy with it. I'm going to thicken up the top curve just a little bit and draw a little curve pulling out like an eyelash. And we'll also draw a little curve above that front eyelid. If you weren't aware that these are eyes that we're drawing, they're eyes. We're going to draw the same thing over here. Like twin suns. We're on a Star Wars planet now, twin suns.
No sound, you can just sit there.
Now this side.
I'll play a game.
Alright, now, I'm going to zoom in for
Yours
you.
looks much better than mine
Just
does.
a little bit. Just a little bit of zooming in, just a tiny bit. Alright, now, we are going to draw tiny little circles. Bottom of the eye. And we're going to go right back over them again. Tiny little circles. Inside those tiny little circles, we see a glimmer of light reflecting off of that, which is really going to give life to our character. Just a little oval in there. And fill in. Alright, while we're sitting up there nice and close, we're going to draw the eyebrows. It's basically like stretched skin above the eyes because warthogs don't actually have eyebrows. And it's going to start just below the guideline over here, and we're just going to go up and down to the guideline on the other side, like another little hill peeking up. Like so. There we are, eyebrows. And then while we're up here, we're just going to go ahead and do the second hardest line on our drawing. Trace over this spot right here. And now that we've got the eyes in place, we're We're going to have some wrinkles above the nose. Save that after we get the eye so we don't accidentally, space the eyes out incorrectly. And those are just going to show that the nose is obviously in the foreground. The wrinkles are pushing it forward, like so. All right. Now, we're missing something really important for a warthog. What are we missing? Ears, yes, but ears aren't as important for a warthog as warts. You're right, yes. That's why he's got the name. So while we're up here, we're going to go ahead and draw these rounded off shark fin shapes coming from the guideline by the side of the eyebrow and curve it down by the gums. Now these are not actually warts. They are fatty deposits. They basically work like shoulder pads, kind of. They cushion the blow when they use their heads to do things like digging or fighting. When I say shoulder pads, I mean like football shoulder pads, not like 80s female power suit shoulder pads. Not like that. He's not a working girl.
See? So once we like it, then we darken it. It's the same thing here. There you go. Keep going.
All right. Then once you get that, the third hardest lines on our drawing, right here, and right here. All right. Now we get the ears. Let me get this whole thing on here for you. There we go. All right. So the ears are going to go way up towards the top of our paper. So if you're wondering about how big you're going to make these things, you're going to go up just a little bit below the top of the paper.
I already
So
have
we're going
ears.
to
Look
start
at
by
that.
drawing a really
I'm way
light,
ahead of the game.
kind of backwards letter D.
Sarah's
It's gonna
looks
start
way
from the
better.
middle of the eye, and just very lightly I'm going to draw a curve going up towards the top of the paper. And then we're going to pull it out and kind of angle it out so it looks sort of like a paper football. If you don't know what a paper football is, you did not have a childhood apparently, and it's never too late. You're at Disney, that's a good start. Alright, now I'm going to draw a little curve on the inside as I darken this, just to add a wrinkle to the back of the ear. I'm going to need to speed up a little bit. We're going over our time. He's got a fold on the inside of the ear that looks like a check mark. It's just going to go up towards the point there. We'll get this check mark shape in there. All right, the other ear, we're going to start out by making it look like a taco. Everybody love tacos? Yeah. Anybody here just despise tacos? It's your least favorite thing in the whole world? No? Yeah, I don't think that's a thing. So, we are going to start from the middle of the eyebrow, pretty much in the same spot, but I'm going to very, very lightly draw a straight line, which is going to go kind of out so we're straight up from the tusk there. And then we're going to create this kind of hard shell taco. I know if you really love tacos, you probably don't love hard shell tacos. You're probably a purist. You're like, hard shell tacos is not a thing. It's Tex-Mex people. All right. So we've got our taco shape on there, or letter D, or dome, whatever you feel most comfortable with calling it. What we're going to do is we're going to make this into a banana, naturally, just like any taco. So I'm going to angle it out at the top, pull this line out a little bit, round it off, and create banana shape.
I need you to color in the nose.
And then we're going to get this straight line on the inside, we're just going to go right back over it. And then we're going to see the bottom fold of the ear curving down like that.
You want this one? Which one do you want? Why don't you draw on the other side?
Alright, he should look nice and silly like his name says that he should. Now, our last step is his hair. If you're just fed up and done at this point, you can just make him bald. It's fine. But he has got just crazy hair here. You may have noticed on Bodhi, he's got that cool hair. Same kind of thing. So, we're going to start on the guideline in the middle, and I'm just going to draw this kind of curvy line to help us out. So, like an S-curve. And then we're just going to pencil in a bunch of hair, whether it be a long hair, short hair. It's going to look kind of like he's got a bush growing out of the top of his head. If you don't feel comfortable with this, you can give him a mohawk, a mullet, afro, whatever you want to give him. A what? Baseball cap? Sure, yeah. Alright, once you're happy with the wild amount of hair you put on his head in whatever way, you're just going to go right back over it.
That's good.
It's like so.
It looks perfect.
This last step is going to be just shading in the hair. This is something you can save for later. If you're not to this point, if you are behind it all, I mean, this is something you can do anytime. You could find this drawing in an attic 50 years from now and go, hey, well, look at that, I didn't shade in the hair. And you can find a pencil, because it should still be compatible with pencils from 50 years from now. And shade in the hair. It's not something you have to do here. And we have gone over our time by quite a bit, so make sure that you do get any quick lines down so you can finish this later. If you're not done, take a picture of mine if you need to. As you guys are finishing up, take a look at your drawings, take a look at the wall to your right. You will see a plethora of very legendary Disney artists on the wall. One of them you may recognize as being Walt Disney. You wouldn't be here without him. Or you might be, but you'd be sitting in a swamp. He is drawing on a lab board just like you, drawing Bambi.
So,
all of those people on the wall right there are
mine.
drawing from life. They're using animal inspiration
There's
just like
Sarah's.
you guys are now part of that same Disney legacy. Give yourselves a round of applause.
Woo!
But to finish up your drawing, you gotta sign it. And another thing I learned, unfortunately late in life, you gotta date your artwork too. But buy flowers first.
Take a look at them. And look up there.
Today is the 17th, I believe. Is it the 17th?
Good.
Yeah.
I think
But it is important to throw the date on your artwork because there's so many things I drew as a kid that my parents saved, and I have no idea how old I was when I drew it. So please throw the date on there. You'll thank yourself later.
Well, I hope that you enjoyed that video. If you like stuff like that, vacation videos and whatnot, please check out some of our other videos. If you like it, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. We post vacation videos every Monday. But yeah, thanks for watching. Have a great day.